Welcome back to another project of Microsoft Excel. In this lesson, we are going to learn about VLOOKUP and also HLOOKUP. Well, one thing I said in the last lesson is that in default, our data is formatted in a vertical way. So if you use HLOOKUP just the way you put your data in, it's not going to work, okay? Because you have to transpose it. But we're going to go through that later on. Let's start off by knowing how you can use VLOOKUP. Well, VLOOKUP is a very important function in Microsoft Excel, and it is vastly used as one of the most used lookup function, and it is very simple. Well, you might think that it is a bit complex if you're the first, or let's say this is the first time you're using it, but it is very easy. And one thing is that it helps you to find out data in a large amount of data, okay? Or let's say a data range. Now, the first thing we're going to do is going to be clicking on any one of these cells. I'm going to use it 3 to 4 times, and the next ones, I'm going to use my field header. So let's start off from over here. I'm going to click on equal. I'm going to type in VLOOKUP. Now, the difference between these two functions is that VLOOKUP stands for virtual lookup and HLOOKUP stands for horizontal lookup. Now, what I'm going to do is going to be our lookup value. Now, before that, I'm going to do is put a couple of names over here. Last thing I'm going to do is cut a couple of names, Control C, Control V over here. Now I'm going to do is select on this. Let's say I'm going to put in what type of value I want. Let's say I'm going to get the value, okay? This is going to be the value. So I'm going to get the values of these specific people. Now let's start off by equal VLOOKUP. Now what I'm going to do is going to be lookup value. Now whose lookup value do I want? Let's say I'm going to select on Rick, even though this is at the first one. Okay, I'm going to press on comma. I'm going to do is select the cells, put in a comma again. Now here, what you're going to do is after you're done with the table array, make sure to put or use all of the cells. Now I'm going to put in a comma and then select the column index number. Now, where is the value, okay, which we are looking for? Okay, the value is over here. So the value is on the third column, so put it in the third. Now keep one thing in mind is that it depends on the table array, okay? Let's say your table array is over here. Let's just cut this off, okay? I'm going to do is take all of this data and start it from B, okay? I'm going to get the value again. Type in equal and then start in VLOOKUP. Do the same thing. Lookup value is going to be, let's say, Rick, comma, and then table array. Select the table array, comma, and then the column index number. So just like I said, it depends on the table array which you're selecting it from. Now, even though this is on the second, this is now the first because this is where the table array started from. So this is 1, C is 2, D is 3, E4, and F is 5. Not A1, B2, C3, D4. Okay, so the value is on the third column of the table array. So I'm going to type in 3, comma, and then the exact match. You're going to try searching for the exact match. You can type in false, or you can also double click on this and it will be entered. Close off the parentheses, hit on enter, and for Rick, the value is eco. Now, what if I say that if I'm going to do is change it to Omen? Hit on enter and you can see it will turn into cache. Now, what I'm going to do is Control Z and keep it just the way it is. Let's do 2, 3 more, okay? So let's start typing in equal. I'm going to type in VLOOKUP. This time I'm going to do is search the amount. I'm going to do is select it for mrow, comma, table array, select it, comma, and I want the amount, right? So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on 5, comma, and then exact match. Close out the parentheses, hit on enter, and that is the value for this specific value, which is K3 of mrow. You can see this is also the same. 5,473 is the answer. You can use the field header to get the results of each and every one of them, but I don't want the same value of each and every one. So I'm going to do is type in equal. Next one I'm going to do is find in the color of, let's say, Jackie. I'm going to do is type in equal, VLOOKUP, select Jackie, command, like select on the table array, comma again, and then put in the column index number, which is 2, comma, and then select on exact match. Close the parentheses, and it would give me the answer, which is pink. Okay, so it matched. Now let's do the last time, equal VLOOKUP. Now let's try it from Arnie, and let's get the credit number. Okay, I'm gonna put in comma, the table array, select all of it, comma, and then select the column index number, which is 4, comma, and then exact match. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and there we go. We have the credit number of Arnie. So this is basically how VLOOKUP works. Now, if you try to use HLOOKUP with the same table, it won't work. Let me just show it to you. Type in equal HLOOKUP. Now you're going to select the Arnie. I'm going to do select the whole cell. I'm going to do, first off, select the cell Arnie, comma, select the cell, comma, and row index number. Let's say I want value, which is on 3, comma, and false. It won't work. It will give me an error because this table is not horizontal. This is vertical, okay? So you have to transpose your value or transpose the table. Now, how do you do that? Let's just remove these first. I'm going to do is select on them, press on Control C. I'm going to do is paste it right over here. But if you just paste it, it won't work. Just go off to paste, click on this down arrow key, and you have to transpose the value. Let's say click on this transpose. And there we go, we have it. Click on this. I'm going to do is fix the height of each and every line or row. There we go, we have it. Do is increase the size of each and every one. There we go. Okay, now we have it. What I'm going to do is keep the names over here. I'm going to do is Control C, paste it over here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is get the exact value from over here. Control X, Control V. What I'm going to do is type in value. Now here we are going to get our values. Okay, I'm going to do is first off select on them. What I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to keep it all borders. Now we want a value of them. Okay, this is basically the same, but you know the table is just transposed. So I'm going to type in equal HLOOKUP. And the lookup value, select all of the cells or all of the range, comma, and then the table array. Okay, first off, select the specific cell of the specific reference. Let's say I'm going to select Jade, comma, table array is going to be this one. Put in a comma again and the row index number. Now, just like I said, I want the value. So it is 3, comma, and then exact match. Now, it will give me the exact result for Jade, okay, which is the value. And the value for Jade is cash, right? It will give me answer cash. See, this is how it works. Let's try it one more time, and then we're good to go. HLOOKUP, the lookup value is going to be Jackie this time, comma, the table array, select the whole array, comma, and row index number. Let's say we're going to get the color, okay? So Jackie's color, I'm going to do is press on 2, comma, and false. It will give me pink this time. Hit on enter, and there we go. We have our answer. So this is basically how you use HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP function in Microsoft Excel. You can also use a data validation table to do that. Now, how will you do that? First off, I'm going to do is remove them. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do is type in equal. Let's say I'm going to do is Control Z. I'm going to keep the values over here. But instead, over here. Now, what we're going to do is going to be removing each and every one of these cells, delete. So you will see this NA error because there are no values, okay, when they're selecting the specific cell. But what we're going to do is going to be clicking on this specific cell and go off the data validation, select list, and click on source, and then select the names. Press on enter, press on OK, and there we go, we're good to go. Now what we're going to do is select on them, click or remove this, K7, what we're going to do is click on this. Okay, hit on enter, and there are specifically no one. Well, I'm going to do is select on Omen, and there we go, we have our answer. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to do is type in K2, hit on enter, and we have black. Okay, now if we change it over here, let's say I'm going to type in Rick, you can see the value of Rick, Eco, and Fade. We can do the same thing of all and get the values of each and every person just by using our drop-down menu. Because this cell is the drop-down list, okay? You can use whichever name and it will scan up the data over on the array and fix up your data. Or let's say find out your data in a specific range. So thank you for watching this video up till the end and hope you understood everything from the beginning to the last. Now let's move on to our next lesson of Microsoft Excel.